Good day to all, and welcome back to another edition of Music Monday with your host, Nicholas Thompson, where you can find exquisite, fine, satisfying new musical tunes for your musical taste. I will be talking about and reviewing music that I've listened to from the previous week, as usual, and I'm going to just say that this week we'll be doing something different. This week we'll do what I would call New Year, new tune, and we'll be reviewing and I will be reviewing and talking about music that I've listened to for the first time, perhaps artists that I've just stepped my toes into and started to listen to for this week. So this week will be talking about my first interaction with new artists that I've started to listen to. This is that and that's what's going to be happening this week. We talk about new artists, some old artists, and some old tunes from the good old days of the 70s, 80s, and some modern tunes of today's standards. Let's start off with our first recommendation. Smiler by Stewart. This is Stewart's fifth studio album. I have to say, most of this is, mostly remixes of previous songs recorded by previous top chart artists. Some of them being Paul McCartney's Mine for Me, Girl from North Country by Bob Dylan, and what was the other one? Hold on, there was another song by another famous singer. Oh, Let Me Be Your Car by Elton John. And I have to say, Stewart put his own remixes into his song with his whiff and tumble vocals and his way of performing. You could sort of he's put his mix just like Dolly Parton did with Rockstar, taking well-known tunes from previous artists and taking their perspective of the tunes. The genres that I got whilst listening to this is a bit of rock and roll, a bit of country, mostly British punk, folk, British music, really, a mix of those. I really enjoyed this. It felt a nice warm comfort listening to this. It's just like it was just like listening to a playlist of like road trip music, really, and that's what I think Rod Stewart's his most demographic are, is like people who are always on the road, traveling A to B constantly, and I think this is a prime example of that. Classic country tunes that you can enjoy. So let's move on to the next recommendation. Purple Rain by Prince. This is Prince's sixth album, and this is from 1984. This is considered one of the best albums since during the 80s, since it was the only album in the same week reached number one with successful blockbuster at the same time, since there is a film called Purple Rain, but we are talking about the successful and well-known album. I have to say, whilst listening to this, it felt big, if that makes any sense. Like every instrument, every note, every lyric sounded bigger and better with each storytelling. Fascinating tale of love, trust, and what else? And also, the album takes you on to adventure, takes you on tales that can't really be told like any other artist. And I think it's perfect with an artist such as Prince, who uses multiple instruments and use multiple techniques. Also with using different layers to put on his albums, with having electrical synthesizing effects, drum machines, and other instruments to push a studio or production or the album to its limits. It has multiple layers of guitar, keyboards, and other instruments, like I've just mentioned. And this is, I have to say, one of the best albums I've heard in a while, and it's the first time I've had a chance to listen to Prince. So, my first impression is it's brilliant. Some of my favourite tunes from the album are Let's Go Crazy, Darling Nikki, When the Doves Cry, and of course the title track, Purple Rain. I really enjoyed this. It just felt massive how to describe it. With every story, you just it surrounds you with this tale of adventure and fantasy, and also the album broke ground since it's one of the first albums that properly got the, I think it's called the parental advisement label because of the content and sexual references within the albums. So there's a first that Prince done. So yeah, and I really enjoyed it for my first proper Prince album that I've listened to. So yeah, let's move on to the next recommendation. Cher by Cher. This is Cher's 18th album, and I think it was released in 1987. I have to say, this is still holds up today. Um, this wasn't my first encounter with Cher. I've listened to, I think, if I can turn back time. Everyone's heard that's brilliant, and this album represents a comeback since she took a break from the music industry to focus more on her acting career, and after that uh, 5 year break, uh, she came back with this Cher. This is a third album named Cher or Cher, but it's a pop rock mix, dark, whatever you would call it, and this represents a comeback for Cher. Some of my favourite songs from this is I Found Someone, Bang Bang, Dangerous Times, and Working Girl, and just it's just a Cher album. It's from the prime era of Cher. Uh, after yeah, yeah, like I said, she focused more on her acting career, and after this, I think she's focused more on the music career because after this release, I believe she released the track. Let me just check the track. What's the name of the track? Heart of Stone, which I think is one of her best pieces of work. So I think she did brilliant in this. I would say goes well with that album. It feels, how can I say it? Just it has that 80s vibe with just fast paced music, great story, great lyrics, and with great vocals. With of course being with Cher singing, you always will get great vocals, and I think with hype of her career getting more hype in last previous years with her releasing like the ABBA, Here We Go, Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again. I think this is a great. If you like that, you'll like this. So yeah, this is prime Cher. I loved it. So yeah, let's move on to the next recommendation. Well, yeah, let's move on to the next recommendation. Sorry about that. Full Moon Fever by Tom Perry. This is Perry's first studio album. I think it was from 1989. The reason why I'm talking about Tom Perry at the moment is because, of course, the title track, one of the main tracks, "Love Is a Long Road," is at hype at the moment since the song appeared in the GTA 6 trailer. So I thought to talk about the album because I never heard of Tom Perry, and I think GTA 6, I think the trailer introducing me to his work, since his work is a mix of country rock, pop, just particularly it's his. This album has been titled to be Heartland rock and power pop, and I've got to say I agree with that, since you get such an amazing feeling and vibe listening to this energy of confidence and happiness. Just uh, comes in and just makes you feel brilliant with some mentions of heartbreak, loss, finding love, true happiness, and finding the happiness that's within life. This album explores, and some background information about this album. This is his first, I think I just said, his first solo album after departing from his band, which I think they're called the Heartbreakers, yeah. And also this album has a lot of great minds involved. You could hear it from the influence. Minds such as Bruce Springsteen, I think's done some writing for this. George Harrison produced and did the guitar solo for one of the songs. I think the song's name is what was the name of that song? I won't back down. George Harrison was involved in that, and even Roy Orbison was involved in one of the hits before his death, before the release of the album, and it's just for being being the first of an artist's catalogue. I have to say this is brilliant and it's really great. Just whilst listening to it, you just feel so empowered and such. Just it's filled with fun. It's fun to listen to. You can just follow along the lyrics and enjoy yourself. That's one of it's one of those type of albums where you can just enjoy listening to it and just follow along with the journey that the artist takes you on. So yeah, just great tunes, great instrument playing, great vocalist from Perry himself, and yeah, uh, I highly recommend this. It was really brilliant listening to this. So yeah, uh, that Full Moon Fever by Tom Perry. After Hours by The Weeknd. This is The Weeknd's fourth album. It was a bit of a wait. It was 2 years in the making. I believe it came out 2020, and I have to say this is one of the best remixed albums. I said in my notes, I said that it had great remixing, great storytelling techniques, how he tells his stories, and how you can relate to some way to his music and just feel this welcoming warmth whilst listening to it. It's a mixture of R&B, new wave, drama, pop, and like I said, it's just you get you just feel chilled and relaxed whilst listening to this music. Got smooth transition to each song. Also, gives us an insight of the city life with some of the tunes like Escape from LA and Alone Again, giving us an insight of the city life that Weekend. I think he lives in LA, so of course you'll have that element. Some of my favourite tunes is, of course, Escape from LA, Alone Again, and The Faith. And I just have to say, I really enjoyed this. It was just nice and relaxing. Just such. How can I say this? It just, when you listen to something, it just is nice to get a break from listening to different tunes. And this is a nice break. You could just sit back, take in whatever the artist is trying to give you an insight upon. And yeah, I just enjoy the week. Uh, how can I say this? I'm no. I do like some of his music, but I am not really up to date with what he is. I know he's taken an interest in acting at the moment, but his music I really do like. One of my favorite tracks I think from his catalog is Starboy and the what's that track? Shit, what's that track called? Oh, Down FM. I think that's one of them. Yeah, I like that. So yeah, uh, this is one of some people say this is the best out of his catalog of music. I say, yeah, it's pretty good. It's how can I say it? It's a good listening. If you want to just relax and not be bothered about what it's trying to say, this is a perfect example. After Hours by The Weeknd. So yeah, highly suggest it. Yeah. Move on to next recommendation. Kick Free by Arca. This is a different from what I usually listen to. I've been trying to get into Arca's type of music, and it's very hard since it's nothing on the planet that I've ever listened to like this. It's a mixture of uh, disconnected club music, psychedelic. It just is really takes you out of this world. Even though there's a language barrier with Arca's music, you still can understand what the story is really about. With if you listen to the right, what it's all about, really. So yeah, um, I would say it's a mixture of cyberpunk music and a mixture of uh, all famous of weirdness. It's a weird album. This is of course a sequel to Kick 1 and 2, and I believe there's other two volumes after this. And it's just a weird. It's not trying to be rude, but it's very weird. If you want something really different and really out there, I highly suggest this. Also, I have to say it's very neutral. I've understand that the artist is like doesn't identify with any majority, so I believe any person can listen to this and get the same experience I do, and that is a out of the world experience. So yeah, Arca, Kick Free. I think I've listened to the previous two, and I'm gonna listen to the other ones. So yeah, just a really out there album. Uh, I would say what my favourite tunes are, but because I think it's Spanish speaking, I can't really say them. So yeah, uh, Arca, no, Kick Free by Arca. That's Arca, and kick, like the word kick. So yeah. The First Time by Kid LAROI. This is his first studio album, even though he's done multiple collaborations, extended players, and singles with multiple artists from Joe Cook, Baby Drill, and Future. This is his first major album. I've got to say, this was brilliant. It was young, vibrant, and you could, if you're a young individual, you feel very related with the tunes. And also, what I liked about this album is that it would turn for a moment with each song. There's little story bits. It feels like a actual audiobook in a way, if that makes no sense at all. But there'll be little parts that won't be in the album, just that'll be like, what do you call it? If you can tell me the word, tell me. Interruptions, but with the story, with this, and I'm sorry, I'm bleeping with that word. Anyway, some of my favourite tunes from this album is Sorry, Where Did You Sleep, uh, What's the Moves, and I just really loved it. I liked it that take you to this, he would take you towards this way of the song, and then he'll twist it. So it'll start with acoustic guitar, start very slow, and then it'll go into a fast remix, whapping solo with waps, and I don't know anything about that, but it would start off very slow, and then it'll instantly switch to whapping pop, and I like it sort of leads you astray, and it leads you into that what you go into, what you expect. So yeah, I just really enjoyed this. It felt very relatable with just felt very it just was brilliant. Really, I really, out of what I've reviewed, felt this week, I would say this might be my favourite. I know I'm saying that with it's competing against Prince and the Weeknd, and yeah, I just wanted to, so yeah, that's it for Music Monday this week. I just wanted to say about a few little parts that I've noticed whilst editing this and doing all this. That first of all, sorry for my mispronunciation of After Hours. Weekend and Weekend sounded very similar, so I apologise for if I've missaid that. It looked like Weekend to me, but anyway. Also, with Kicks Free, the three isn't like like the number. It's Roman numerals, so it's three eyes if you want to search it up. And so yeah, yeah, I just wanted to get this out of the way. So yeah, let's go to the next little part, which is the album cover of the week and the song of the week. And the album cover, well, we have a lot of get album covers for this week. If you don't know what I mean, is that I picked from what I've listened to, what's the best cover of the albums that I've listened to. And for me, it's between The First Time from Kid LAROI or Kicks from Arca. I have to say, Weeknd's album cover looks good. So does Purple Rain by Prince. And no, I didn't mention Cher, or Tom Petty. But it's between The First Time or Kicks Free. And I think The First Time by Kid LAROI just beats it. So yeah, yeah. So there's the album cover. Kid LAROI, The First Time. That's my favourite album cover of the week. Moving on to the song of the week. Now, there's been a lot of good songs that have been coming out this week. I don't know, just recording this, Ariana Grande has released her first major single in multiple years. She's took a break, I believe, and focused more on her musical and movie and makeup product career, whatever you would call it. And I believe this is a teaser, I've been told, of what I think. I think this is a teaser of her next album, because people have been speculating this year might be her her most recent album, and even though it might not be, I still think this was a great song. Really enjoyed it. It just gets you back into that Ariana Grande uh, feel. Yeah, it's yes. Let me just make sure that I'm pronouncing that correct. I'm really bad at pronouncing things badly. I do. Yes, and that's what it's called. Yes, and by Ariana Grande. It was just released, and I enjoyed it. It gets you back in. I feel like she's been missed in the music industry. You always like, and I've missed. I liked Ariana Grande. I liked her album Dangerous Woman, and I might be alone on that, but I really enjoyed it. And for music interest, just what have I been listening to really? I've bought a lot of physical media, CDs and cassettes. I've been listening to that. I've been listening to the weekend. The weekend album that I was just talking about. I bought that physically, so I've been listening to the CD. Bought some cassettes, some CDs, and also Kiss the band. I'm going to start collecting the CDs. So I've been listening to them, and yeah, that's my music taste. That's what I've been having, and I've been listening to most of the '70s stuff, the groovy. You don't think of the '70s, you think of the disco era and the groovy era, and I've been listening to that, like Pilot and what the, I think it's called the Three Sisters. Yeah, the Three Sisters or something like that. And Frankie Valli, his solo career stuff, not his Frankie Valli and the 5 seasons. Yeah, so that's my sort of music insight of what I've been listening to off on Music Monday. So yeah, that's the end of Music Monday. I thank you again if you've reached the end of this. Please remember to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. I will be seeing you next week, hopefully, or whatever happens. Anyway, keep on listening to the good tunes. Wherever you are, good evening, good evening. Where was it? Good morning, good evening, good night. I mucked that up. Anyway, see you soon. Bye bye.